All right, today we're going to dive into a story that is all about transformation. I mean, a serious, profound change. We're talking about a journey from decades of just wandering aimlessly in the desert to the sudden, almost explosive birth of a conquering nation. It's this incredible moment, a real turning point that shows how years of disciplined patience can just flip into overwhelming power. So yeah, let's get right into it. And it all starts with this number, 38 years. Now, this isn't just some random chunk of time, right? No way. This is the exact length of a divine sentence. It's the time it took for an entire generation of fighting men, the ones condemned for their lack of faith back at Kadesh Barnea, to literally die off in the wilderness. You see, their real journey, the one they were meant for, couldn't even begin until this punishment was over.
Okay, so here's the roadmap for our journey today. We're going to see how that long wait finally comes to an end. Then we'll look at the strict, kind of surprising rules of peace they had to follow. After that, we'll watch as that old generation completely fades away, which, sets the stage for a huge, dramatic showdown at a hostile border. And that leads right to the climax, their very first taste of conquest.
All right, so first up, the long wait ends. I mean, can you imagine? For decades, they've just been circling the same territory, the hill country of Seir. Just going in circles, making zero progress. And then, bam, a new, decisive command comes down. The waiting game is officially over. They finally have a direction.
And here it is. This is the command that kicks everything off. This is the real catalyst. You see, this one sentence signals the end of that long punishment and the start of a real, purposeful march towards their destiny. The years of just wandering are done. From this point on, every single step is a step forward.
Okay, but here's the thing. This new march north, it comes with some very specific rules of engagement. As they start getting close to the lands of their relatives, the instructions they get are, well, they're not for war. Not at all. It's all about peace and being incredibly careful.
So the first people they run into are the descendants of Esau, and the command is crystal clear. Do not start a fight. In fact, they're told they have to pay for any food and water they need, and the reason for this is absolutely crucial. This land has already been given to someone else. It's not theirs for the taking.
And what happens next? Well, as they get close to Moab, the exact same pattern repeats itself. No harassing them, no provoking a war. The logic is identical. This land belongs to the descendants of Lot, so it's completely off limits. Their job is just to pass through, not to conquer.
And just to make sure the message is absolutely hammered home, it happens a third time with the Ammonites. Do not provoke them. Why? Because this land has also been given to the descendants of Lot. So you see, a really clear, really consistent policy of non-aggression is being laid down here.
So this table just lays it all out perfectly. You've got 3 different nations, all of them relatives, by the way, and for each one, the command is identical. Pass by peacefully. Why? Because it wasn't their land to take. It's this disciplined patience, this incredible respect for boundaries that really defines this whole first part of their journey north. But while all this is going on, there's another, much more somber process that has to finish up before the nation can really move forward. That entire generation, the one that was condemned all those years ago, they had to completely fade away. You see, this whole 38-year period was the fulfillment of that divine oath. The text actually says the Lord's hand was against them until the very last man from that generation was gone. So when they finally cross the Zered Valley, it's not just about crossing a river. It's a huge moment. It's them closing a really painful chapter and marking the true beginning for a brand new, unburdened generation. Okay, so the stage is set, right? The old generation is gone. A super clear policy of pass by and peace has been established, and now this new generation arrives at the border of a new kingdom. And right here, in an instant, everything is about to change.
And I mean, talk about whiplash. Look at this. The pattern that's been drilled into them, do not harass, do not provoke, is suddenly, and I mean completely reversed. The new instruction for Sihon the Amorite king isn't just to fight, it's to begin to take possession of it. The time for patience is officially over. The time for power has just begun.
So naturally, this leads directly to the nation's first major military battle. And this is a huge identity-forging moment. This is where they stop being nomads who have to ask for permission to pass, and they become a force that takes what it's given. So here's how it all unfolds step by step. First, they actually try the old way. They send a diplomatic message to King Sihon, offering to pay for peaceful passage. But Sihon flat out refuses.
And then the text adds this really fascinating detail. It says his heart was made stubborn on purpose, specifically to bring about this fight. The battle that follows at Jahaz is absolutely decisive, and it leads to the total annihilation of Sihon's cities and all his people.
And the aftermath, wow, it is stark and it is total. The victory is absolute. Sihon, his sons, his entire army, gone. All his towns are captured. The text says the entire population, men, women, and children, was completely destroyed. No survivors left. The only things they took were the livestock and the plunder. But, and this is really important, even in the middle of this brutal conquest, they still stuck to one of the previous rules. They did not touch the land of the Ammonites.
And just like that, in this one single, swift campaign, the transformation is complete. They are no longer the people who just wander around, the people who have to ask for permission. They are now a conquering force. They have land, they have a major victory under their belt, and you better believe they have a fearsome new reputation. A whole new national identity was forged in the fire of that first battle.
So this whole story leaves us with a pretty critical question to think about, doesn't it? For years, they showed incredible patience, incredible discipline, following these strict rules of peace. And then, in a flash, they unleashed this just overwhelming power. So the question is, what is this dramatic shift from patience to power really tell us about the long and difficult road that still lies ahead of them?